Well, if your kids play sports, then you know. Sometimes things get ugly on the sidelines, and it's the parents who are often the ones who are guilty of that unsportsmanlike conduct. You might see parents yelling at their children. They might be yelling at the referees or the coaches or even other parents. Or maybe you find yourself doing these things. Well, I'm joined by Jim Clark. He's the president and CEO of Daniel and a licensed social worker with information on how to handle these situations. Now, what are some of the behaviors that you're seeing in some of the parents?
You know, there's all kind of different types of unsportsmanlike behaviors, but usually they fall in about three areas. One is that pressure builder. That's the parent who is very much putting pressure on the child, and often what happens is children underperform. You also have the negative Ned and Nelly, and those are the people who they're always arguing with the ref, they're arguing with the coaches, they're even arguing with the kids because of the fact that they think they're affecting their own child's behavior. Just a very, very inappropriate. And then you have Mr. and Mrs. Too Much, and those are the people who are constantly shouting, they're giving directions to their children from the sidelines, and often that's an embarrassing situation for the children themselves. So those are usually the three types that are out there. And all of those behaviors, really what they do is they really demonstrate poor sportsmanship. They're poor examples for kids, and it's really important for parents to be aware of that, because we get our children into sports hopefully for the right reasons, which is the companionship, the teamwork, and the sportsmanship, and not living out the parents' dreams. Sometimes the parents got to realize, why am I having my child involved in these sports activities? And that's really for those type of reasons.
And then sometimes the impact on the kids, while the parents may be thinking, hey, I'm really getting them motivated, it could be doing the opposite, or having
Absolutely, and we already know that particularly talented children, often with these kind of pressures, they become unrealistic. We have some parents who, the 6-year-old in Pop Warner football, they're planning their scholarships already. So you've got to really be careful of those type of things and make sure that you're contributing. Now, a lot of parents just say, well, what can I do? I'm so excited and I really want to get involved. Well, one of the things you might want to do is where you sit. Sitting in a sports event with your children is a very important thing. You want them to see them. But if you're one of those enthusiastic parents, maybe sit a little bit away from them. And I tell parents all the time, if you don't like what's going on, get involved. Become a coach. Put your money where your mouth is. Get out there and help those children yourself. One of the nice things is most leagues require that coaches go through a training and sportsmanship type of seminar. So that's always good for those type of parents as well.
Yeah, that's some good advice. And I mean, it's taking an introspective look at yourself if you're that parent out there.
Absolutely.
Who, you need to identify and be real with yourself. I mean, your kids see it, so if you're acting that way,
they're going to act that way too. And again, you want to emphasize the whole issue of sportsmanship. One of the things that parents often say, well, it's not me, it's these other parents. And I often tell parents, if you have an issue with the coach, go to the league. If you have an issue with the league, go to the organization. There's always a head. Don't confront parents on the field. Make sure you talk to the coach and your league personnel.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is some great information. If you'd like more information on this topic or other family-related issues, you can go to news4jax.com or the Seat on 4 tab and look under our weekend headline.